My wife said, "I'm cashing out your 401k for my dream kitchen remodel." I said, "Great idea." Then I cashed out and retired early in Costa Rica. The postcard she got from my beach house. Original post: I, 52 male, am sitting in a hammock right now, watching the Pacific sunset from my new place. But let me back up 3 months. My wife Diane, 48, and I had been married 24 years. Good marriage, I thought. We both worked, me as a supply chain manager, her as a real estate agent. No kids by choice, nice suburban life, decent savings, the usual. About 4 months ago, Diane got obsessed with this home renovation show. Every night, HGTV on repeat, Pinterest boards everywhere. She started bringing home tile samples, cabinet brochures, the works. Then came the ambush. I'm eating breakfast one Saturday. She sits down with this whole presentation. Literally a PowerPoint about her dream kitchen transformation. Look at these quartz countertops, and this smart fridge with the see-through door. Professional grade range. The price tag? $85,000. That's a lot. Where would we get that kind of money? Well, your 401k has like $380,000 in it. That's for retirement. But we could take a loan against it, or just withdraw some. The penalty isn't that bad. The penalty is 10% plus taxes. We'd lose almost 40% immediately. She waved her hand dismissively. Money in a kitchen is an investment. It increases home value. Not by $85,000 it doesn't. Her face got that look. That, "I'm about to make your life miserable until I get what I want" look. Diane, I've supported your boring job for over 2 decades. I've made this house a home. Don't I deserve something nice? Or do you want me to keep cooking in this 1990s disaster? Our kitchen was fine, updated it 8 years ago. Granite counters, stainless appliances, but apparently that was now dated. The argument escalated. She started saying things like, "What's the point of saving money if we never enjoy it? And you're so selfish with your money." Then she dropped the bomb. "Fine, I'll just do it anyway. I know your passwords." Me, that's theft, Diane. It's marital property. I have every right to it. In fact, I'm doing it Monday. Already got the contractor lined up. She actually stood up and did this little victory dance. Gonna be so beautiful. You'll thank me when you see it. I sat there, coffee getting cold, watching my wife of 24 years literally dance about stealing my retirement. That's when something just shifted. Me, "You know what? You're absolutely right." She stopped dancing. "What?" Me, "Great idea. Let's cash out the 401k. Suspicious now. "Really?" "Really. Monday morning, first thing." She squealed and hugged me. Spent the rest of the weekend showing me mood boards and talking about waterfall islands, whatever those are. Sunday night, I couldn't sleep. Not from anxiety, from anticipation. See, Diane made a crucial error. She assumed she knew everything about our finances. She didn't. Update 1 Monday came. Diane was practically vibrating with excitement, already on the phone with her contractor at 7 a.m. "Yes, we'll have the deposit this week. Can you start demo next Monday?" I kissed her goodbye, went to work. But I didn't go to my office. I went to my financial advisor's office instead. Here's what Diane didn't know. That 401k? It wasn't my only retirement account. I'd been maxing out contributions to a separate IRA for 15 years. Had another investment account I started with an inheritance from my uncle, plus a chunk of company stock from my employee purchase program. Total value? About $1.2 million. The 401k was just the one she knew about because statements came to the house. My advisor, Greg, thought I was joking at first. "You want to do what?" "Cash it out, all of it, today." "The penalties? I know. Do it. Can I ask why?" "Retiring immediately." Took about 3 hours to handle the paperwork. The $380,000 became about $240,000 after penalties and taxes. Had it wired to a new account Diane didn't know about. Then I went to HR. "I'm retiring, effective immediately." My boss Janet almost fell out of her chair. "What? You're 52. "Yep, 2 weeks notice starts now." That afternoon I started researching. Cost of living in different countries, visa requirements, climate, healthcare. By evening I'd narrowed it down to 3 places. Diane was showing me cabinet hardware when I got home. "Did you do it? Did you get the money?" Me, "Processes started, takes a few days to clear." She literally jumped up and down. "This is going to be amazing." Yeah, amazing. The next morning I opened a new bank account. Just mine. Started moving money from the other investment accounts. Quietly. Methodically. Also got a P.O. box and had all my financial statements forwarded there. Diane was so focused on her kitchen dreams, she didn't notice me boxing up some personal items. Spring cleaning, I told her. She barely looked up from her tile samples. Friday, the 401k money cleared. I transferred it immediately to my new account. Diane texted me about 47 times. Okay, maybe not exactly 47, but a lot. Is it there yet? Check the account. Babe, the money. It's there, transferred to a new account for the renovation. Smart. Don't want to mix it with regular spending. What's the account number? Need to give contractor the deposit. I'll handle the contractor payments directly. Easier for taxes. You're the best. Getting champagne to celebrate. That weekend, she had her sister Beth and brother-in-law Tony over to see the before kitchen. Spent the whole time talking about how generous I was, how she finally convinced him to live a little. Beth pulled me aside. This is really nice of you, Donald. Diane's wanted this forever. Me, she deserves what she deserves. Monday, my last week of work. Told everyone I was taking early retirement for health reasons. Vague enough to avoid questions. Started shipping boxes to a mail forwarding service. Diane thought they were work files going to storage. Wednesday, I put my plan in motion. Flew to Costa Rica for a business trip. Actually went to Costa Rica. Spent 3 days looking at properties. Found a perfect 2-bedroom house walking distance to the beach. $180,000 cash. Ocean view from the kitchen, which was already renovated, ironically. Friday, my last day at work. Small goodbye party. Diane didn't come. She was meeting with her contractor. I cleaned out my office, turned in my badge, and drove straight to the airport. Left my car in long-term parking. One-way ticket to San Jose, Costa Rica. Update 2. The flight was surreal. There I was, 52 years old, flying to a new life with just 2 suitcases while my wife was probably picking out backsplash tile. I'd left her a letter. Had my lawyer deliver it Monday morning, along with divorce papers. It was brief. Diane, you were right. The 401k money should be enjoyed now, not later. I'm enjoying it in Costa Rica, where I've retired. Your kitchen renovation fund is your problem to solve. The house is yours and the divorce if you can afford it. Mortgage is $2,400 a month. Good luck with your renovation. Donald P.S. The contractor wants his deposit. According to my lawyer, she tried calling him 67 times that day. He only answered once, to confirm he was representing me and all communication needed to go through him. The meltdown was apparently spectacular. She called my former workplace. They informed her I'd retired. She called my family. I'd already told them I was taking a sabbatical abroad for my mental health. She tried to access the bank accounts, all closed or changed. She hired a lawyer who contacted mine. Her demands were hilarious. Full return of stolen 401k funds, alimony of $8,000 a month. My pension, what pension? I cashed that out too. Half of all assets. Sure. Here's half of nothing. My lawyer's response was beautiful. Since I'd cashed out everything and paid massive penalties, there wasn't much left to split. The $240,000 already spent on my house in Costa Rica, which was purchased before separation and therefore separate property. My other accounts, legally liquidated, and the funds invested in international real estate. She tried to claim I'd hidden assets. But every transaction was legal and documented. The penalties I paid actually helped my case. Who pays 40% penalties to hide money? Meanwhile, I'm settling into my new life. My place here is simple but perfect. 2 bedrooms, one I turned into an office where I do some consulting work. About 10 hours a week, enough for beer money. Healthcare here is excellent and cheap. Made friends with some expats and locals. My Spanish is terrible but improving. There's this cafe where I get coffee every morning. The owner, Miguel, thinks my story is hilarious. Calls me El Vengador de la Cocina, the kitchen avenger. Got my first letter from Diane's lawyer last week. Since she can't afford the house payment alone and can't qualify to refinance without my income, she has to sell. In this market, she'll be lucky to break even after realtor fees. The contractor? He's suing her for the $25,000 deposit she promised but never delivered. Apparently, she wrote him a check thinking the money would be there. It bounced. He's already demolished half the kitchen. Her sister Beth found me on WhatsApp somehow, sent me a long message about how I've destroyed Diane's life and stolen her dreams. Me, she wanted the 401k money. She got exactly what she was entitled to from the divorce. Half of what was left after penalties, which was basically nothing. You planned this. I planned my retirement. She planned a kitchen she couldn't afford. She's living with me now, in my basement. Sounds like a you problem. She sent about 20 more messages. I blocked her. The best part? I sent Diane a postcard last week. Picture of my view from the porch. On the back, kitchen looks great from here. D. According to my lawyer, she tried to use it as evidence of emotional cruelty in the divorce proceedings. Judge wasn't impressed. Update 3. Divorce was finalized last month. Diane fought it tooth and nail, tried every angle. Her lawyer must have made bank from all the motions they filed. First, she claimed abandonment. Judge pointed out I filed for divorce properly and she was served correctly. Then she tried fraud, saying I'd tricked her. My lawyer presented the text messages where she threatened to take the money without my permission. Judge especially enjoyed the one where she called it your 401k repeatedly. Then came the waterworks in court. Diane sobbing about how she'd supported my career and built our home and deserved compensation. Judge asked for evidence of her financial contributions. Turns out her real estate career netted about $20 a year after expenses. I'd been paying 85% of everything. Final settlement. She got the house, with its mortgage she can't afford. Her car, with its payment she also can't afford. All the furniture and household items. $40,000 from the sale of my car and remaining bank accounts. I got my freedom and my Costa Rica house, which she couldn't touch since I bought it with the already penalized 401k funds. She had to sell the house within 60 days per the agreement. Listed it for way too much initially because she knew what it was worth as a realtor. It sat and sat. Finally sold it for $30 less than we owed after becoming desperate when the contractor's lien hit. That's right, contractor put a lien on the house for his $25. She had to pay him from her share of the sale just to clear the title. After everything, she netted maybe $10 from the house sale, plus the $40 from the divorce. Living in her sister's basement with $50 to her name and a half-demolished kitchen haunting her dreams. My mom called me yesterday. Apparently Diane reached out to her, trying to get her to convince me to be reasonable and help her get back on her feet. Mom, she said you ruined her life over a kitchen. She ruined her own life over a kitchen she couldn't afford. Well, I told her you seemed very happy in Costa Rica. I am. Good. She called you some choice words when I wouldn't give her your address. I'm sure she did. I may have mentioned you're dating someone new. Mom, I'm not dating anyone. I know, but she doesn't. I love my mom. The truth is, I'm not interested in dating yet. Maybe ever. I'm enjoying my peace too much. Wake up when I want. Walk on the beach, read books, do a little consulting work. My biggest decision is whether to have fish or chicken for dinner. My monthly expenses here? About $1,500, including everything. My investments, the ones Diane never knew about, generate about $4,000 a month in passive income. I'm actually saving money in retirement. Meanwhile, according to mutual friends who still think they're being subtle, Diane is working 3 jobs to afford an apartment. Still telling everyone I stole from her. Still claiming she's going to sue me again once she finds the hidden money. There is no hidden money. I just planned better than she did. Tony, her brother-in-law, actually messaged me last week, not to berate me, to ask for financial advice. Apparently my story made him realize he needed to better protect his assets. We had a good chat. He let slip that Diane's been a nightmare to live with, and Beth wants her out, but feels too guilty. The last update I have is from my former neighbor. Sent me a photo of Diane moving out. In the background, you can see into the house through the window. The kitchen is still half demolished. Apparently, she couldn't afford to fix it before selling. That $85,000 dream kitchen ended up costing her everything. Final update. It's been 6 months now since I landed in Costa Rica. The divorce dust has settled, and I figured I'd share one last update. Diane made one last desperate play 2 months ago. She somehow scraped together money for a new lawyer and tried to take me back to court, claiming I violated some obscure statute about retirement funds. The lawyer took her money, did some research, and dropped her as a client. Turns out everything I did was completely legal. Immoral in her eyes? Maybe. Illegal? Nope. She then tried the social media shame campaign, posted this long sob story on Facebook about how her narcissist ex-husband left her destitute over a simple home improvement. The comments were not what she expected. Several people pointed out the obvious: she tried to steal his retirement fund. Others mentioned how she'd bragged about taking the money without permission. Her own posts from months earlier betrayed her. She deleted everything after someone posted screenshots of her old posts calling me too conservative with money and holding her back from living her best life. Last I heard through the grapevine, she moved out of Beth's basement, not by choice. Beth's marriage was suffering from the constant drama. Diane's now renting a studio apartment and working as an assistant at a real estate firm since her own license expired and she can't afford to renew it. The contractor? He won his lawsuit. She's paying him $100 per month for the next several years. As for me, life is simple and good. I've learned to surf, badly but enthusiastically. Joined a local soccer league. We're terrible but have fun. Started teaching English at the local community center just for something to do. The kids call me Don Ronald, which makes me sound like a fast food mascot. But whatever. Had a health scare last month. Thought it was a heart attack. Turned out to be indigestion from trying to show off at a chili pepper eating contest. Cost me $200 at the private hospital here, including tests and medication. Would have been thousands back home. My investment portfolio is doing well. Actually have more money now than when I left. Funny how much you save when you're not subsidizing someone else's champagne taste on a beer budget. Got a message from a lawyer last week. Not Diane's, a different one. Apparently she's trying to declare bankruptcy. Listed me as a creditor, claiming I owe her money. The lawyer just needed to verify I had no outstanding claims on her assets. Assets? I actually laughed. What assets? I don't hate Diane. That would require caring enough to maintain the emotion. I nothing her. She's just someone I used to know who tried to steal my retirement and ended up playing herself. Sometimes I sit on my porch watching the sunset with a cold beer that costs $1 and think about that $85,000 kitchen. Wonder if she ever dreams about those quartz countertops while heating up ramen in her studio apartment microwave. But mostly, I don't think about her at all. I'm 53 now. Figure I've got 30 to 40 good years left if I'm lucky. Planning to live them on my terms, not financing someone else's HGTV fantasies. To anyone reading this stuck in a similar situation, you can't control what other people do, but you can control how you respond. Diane wanted my 401k for her dream kitchen. She ended up with neither. I lost 40% to penalties and taxes but gained 100% of my freedom. Worth every penny. Oh, and that postcard I sent? She framed it as evidence for court. It's probably the only decoration she can afford now. Pura vida, as they say here. Donald, somewhere on a beach in Costa Rica. Definitely not thinking about kitchen renovations.